Now that the dust has settled, and we've had some time to sit and digest results of Kendrick versus Drake, we have never seen this records released at this pace. So as hip-hop fans, trying to decipher everything too quickly could lead to missed messages. Now that Top Dawg from TDE publicly recognized the beef as being over, we can take a broader look at the battle and make a more calculated decision. Because we are no longer anticipating another move, we can take a breather and dissect what we have, which is what this series will be about. Drake and Kendrick Lamar has surpassed the hype of what most hip-hop fans expected. As Kendrick and Drake dropped disses back to back, it quickly became clear this would be the most tactical rap beef we've ever seen. The psychological games, paired with elite lyrics and top-tier production, had the hip-hop world captivated with every record released. With wait times between tracks getting smaller and smaller, as each day passed, it seems the beef has hit a climax and has ended. From April 13th to May 5th, 8 diss songs were released, 4 from each artist. Drake's 4 tracks were titled Push-Ups, Tailor-Made Freestyle, Family Matters, and The Heart Part 6. The 4 tracks Kendrick released are Euphoria, Meet the Grams, 616 in LA, and They Not Like Us. Both artists take shots at each other's family and at each other's character. Let's take a closer look at what makes this such a legendary beef. Drake dropped Push-Ups, addressing Kendrick's alleged bad record deal and unfair splits. He also followed it up with the track Tailor-Made. Drake uses AI to feature Tupac and Snoop Dogg on a song where he disses Kendrick. Drake uses Tupac and Snoop Dogg to relay the message to Kendrick that the whole West Coast is waiting for him to respond. A brilliant tactical move. And if Kendrick does not produce a timely response, he will not only lose the battle, but let the whole West Coast down. Drake speaks about how Kendrick has to wait until Taylor Swift drops in order to release music. That's a simplified rundown of the Drake disses. We go in deeper depth about those tracks in other videos. Let's get to Kendrick's responses. Kendrick first responded with Euphoria, a diss track with several layers that he explores in depth. That's what this video will be about. Even the intro to Euphoria has a hidden meaning. The reversed audio playing before the song starts is a clip of Richard Pryor in the Wizard of Oz remake. During this scene, Pryor is exposed as being a fake wizard. The intro is reversed audio of Pryor confessing, "Everything they said about me is true."
Woo, shit, my pants in this event.
Euphoria.
Everything they say about me is true.
Everything they say about me is true. I'm a phony. I got no powers. I got no right to be pretending to be the wizard. I got nothing. Hocus pocus.
He later goes into detail, explaining how he's a phony wizard. Kendrick Lamar uses this to symbolize how everything people have been saying about Drake is true, and he is a phony or fake rapper. Kendrick talks about Drake's battle with his racial identity. Kendrick alludes to Drake supposedly reaching out to him for a feature, but Lamar declined. The hip-hop community is saying the rumored feature was first-person shooter. That's the reason J. Cole big ups Kendrick on his first-person shooter verse, because Lamar was originally intended to be the third verse on the song. Lamar also defended Pharrell and said he was willing to inherit the beef. Early in the first verse, Kendrick raps, "Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house like I'm Joe." Ben is the title of a 1972 song about a pet rat, written for the film of the same name and performed by Michael Jackson, who also had a pet rat as a child, while Joe Jackson is the name of MJ's father. So there's the Benjamin and Jackson reference Lamar was referring to. This is probably a callback bar from previous songs, referencing Drake's first-person shooter, Michael Jackson comparison, and Lamar's own verse in Like That, where he mentions Prince and Michael Jackson again. Michael Jackson and Prince also had a musical rivalry for years. Kendrick and Drake continually reference Prince and Michael Jackson all throughout the diss records in this battle. This is significant because it shows the attention to detail that each artist is paying to the other. We will dig deeper into the Prince and Michael Jackson references in later episodes as they continue to mention it throughout the beef. There is another reoccurring theme that Kendrick mentions early in Euphoria. The reoccurring theme of fatherhood appears frequently throughout the beef. There are several bars used from each rapper, comparing his opponent to his father. This back and forth with masterfully ingenious wordplay is used to touch on some of the bad traits we can inherit from our parents. This is a theme that both artists use throughout the beef. We will look closer at this reoccurring theme as we move forward in this series. Lamar raps, "His daddy a killer, he wanna be Junior. They must have forgot the shit that they done. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky, I'll park his son." Here Kendrick is taking shots at Drake's relationship with Birdman and Wayne. Some say he is also sending shots at J. Prince Jr., J. Prince, and the whole Mob Ties family, who has closely supported, and some say, even protected Drake throughout his career from serious street beefs. Dementia is an impairment of various cognitive functions that can affect an individual's ability to recall. So Kendrick is saying, you're acting like a gangster, but you must have forgot that you're not one, because your father figures Birdman and Wayne portray gangster images, but they are not gangsters either. Furthering the idea of neurological impairment, Kendrick plays on the word Parkinson's, which is a degenerative disease affecting the nervous system, recognizable by uncontrollable shaking. Here, Kendrick turns Parkinson's disease into Park, his son, saying if things get shaky, he will handle Drake accordingly. This is brilliant and creative. The next several verses explain the overall thought of the record and seem to be the focal point and root of Kendrick's dislike for Drake. In 2012, DMX made an appearance on The Breakfast Club where he discussed his thoughts on Drake. Kendrick plays off this DMX rant in the next several bars. Kendrick raps, "It's always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak diss. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. We hate the bitches you fuck cause they confuse themselves with real women." And notice, I said we. It's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling. This is a shot at Drake's image to the culture. Kendrick is saying a lot of people in the hip-hop community today feel like DMX felt in 2012. Although before DMX passed in 2021, he said he prejudged Drake and respects him as an artist after meeting him personally. They had done business after that meeting and remained on good terms. The angle of Drake being corny or nerdy is a perspective that Kendrick can exploit. Kendrick continues later in the verse, attacking Drake's manhood. "When I see you stand by sexy red, I believe you see two bad bitches. I believe you don't like women. It's real competition. You might pop ass with them." Kendrick continues to lean into people questioning Drake's sexuality. This is another clever angle for Lamar to attack. He later addresses the splits that Drake mentioned in Push-Ups. Lamar replies, "Let's speak on percentage. Show me your splits. I'll make sure I double back with you. You were signed to a nigga, that signed to a nigga, that said he was signed to that nigga." Here Lamar talks about Drake being signed to Lil Wayne, who had a money dispute with Birdman and Cash Money a few years prior. The issues have since been resolved, but Cash Money's history of bad contracts is another flaw Kendrick can exploit. Lamar continues, "Why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all think all my life is rap? That's whole shit. I got a son to raise, but I can see you don't know nothing about that." Kendrick continues to name the activities he believes Drake doesn't do with his son, like teaching him to pray and make wise decisions. This is of course a shot at Drake's parenting skills and his overall contributions as a father to his son's life. Kendrick took several shots at Drake. He called Drake a scam artist culture vulture, says that Drake doesn't have any classics, and ends the song telling Drake no one from the hip-hop culture wants to hear him say the word nigga anymore. These are brilliant and tactfully sound angles for Kendrick to play. This whole record is filled with secret meanings and coded lessons. Even the song itself has evidence of tactical engineering. One of the producers of this song is Soundwave. Soundwave is one of Taylor Swift's regular collaborators. Many people in the hip-hop community see that in itself, as a reply to Drake saying Kendrick must sit on his music until Taylor Swift decides to release hers. Drake alluded to this in the Tailor-Made freestyle. Many people believe this was an intentional strategic move by Kendrick. This is probably the most layered hip-hop feud of all time. This is due to the several years of built-up tension between Drake and Lamar, starting from Lamar's iconic verse on Control in 2013. This put both artists at a crossroads to beef with each other at the heights of their careers. This is rare because two artists' personal and career circumstances must align perfectly for this to be possible. A battle that would be big enough to benefit both artists equally. In most cases, one artist would benefit much more than the other, so there would be many reasons for one artist to not engage. Due to the lack of their opponent's star power, it would not be worth it. But Kendrick and Drake are different. This scenario is unique. Drake's star power and Kendrick Lamar's huge cult, like following, creates a yin and yang dynamic that led to an epic battle. Both artists knew the opponent was worthy, and a win or loss could change the trajectory of their legacy. The artist's star power and lyrical abilities aren't the only thing that made this battle one of the best, if not the best ever. The fact that both artists do not make violence or drug-dealing driven music left little room for bland verses or filler bars about money or guns. Both artists had to study their opponent and make tactical moves. Lyrics had to be accurate and intentional. There is no room for tough guy or rich nigga bars. They won't work here. Neither of these artists make that kind of music. They both make skilled, lyrical, introspective music. That's why the diss records are premium quality, from lyrics to flow to production. Every diss record has not only been an effective diss, but a high-quality song. This is rare and needs to be studied more. That's exactly what we'll do in this series. This is only part 1, stay tuned for part 2, where we'll discuss Family Matters and 616 in LA. Thank you for watching Urban AI, a strategic thinking media platform. Like, share, and subscribe for more content.